Hello and welcome to Ask a Mechanic. Today we're going to do another video on modifications, and here is another very popular one: exhaust. Now there are several different things that you can do to an exhaust to make it sound nicer and to gain you a little bit more power. But yes, it will get louder, and yes, you can also lose power as well, just like you can with a poorly fitted induction kit. Now let's start with the manifold. The manifold is the section which comes off the engine. There is one branch that comes from each cylinder and it collates down into what's called a collector. And the collector is what goes from the number of cylinders you've got. So say it's a 4-cylinder engine, that goes from either four straight into one or 4 into 2 into 1. And then goes underneath the car to the catalytic converter and then out to the middle section and the back box. Now, the less restriction you have in the exhaust, in theory, the more power you will make. However, in order to get more power out the vehicle, you need to be adding more fuel. And if the vehicle has not been remapped in order to accommodate the exhaust or the induction kit, if you fitted one, then the likelihood of you making more power is very, very slim. So, advantages. Exhaust manifold. Fitting a 4 into 2 into 1 exhaust manifold should give you slightly better mid-range torque. Now that's even without a remap. It can release a little bit of torque. However, as I say, with a remap, you will tend to get the best out of it. A 4 into 1 rather than going down to 2 first is great for top end power, but you are likely to lose a bit of low down torque. So it very much depends on what you use the car for and how you drive it. Catalytic converter. We've done a video on the CAT already, so I'll only touch on it briefly. A CAT must be in your vehicle if it was fitted there from new in order for it to pass an MOT. If it is not there, it will not pass a genuine MOT. If you have a vehicle which has passed an MOT without a catalytic converter where one was fitted as standard, the MOT is not genuine. And that raises other concerns as well about what else they may have overlooked, or the safety features and such. So my advice is always keep the CAT. Now you can fit what's called a sports CAT. A sports CAT still has properties which remove harmful things from the exhaust. However, they are a freer flow, and tests have shown that sports CATs and decat pipes do not differ much in performance. So if I was you, I would fit a sports CAT rather than a decat pipe. Now into the centre section. A lot of aftermarket exhausts in the centre section tend to carry something called a resonator rather than a silencer. And a resonator does exactly what it says on the tin. It takes out the resonance out of the exhaust note, but it doesn't particularly silence it. And the same with the back box. Now exhausts, believe it or not, are tunable depending on what sort of noise you want out of them. The types of bends, the diameter of the pipe, and the types of boxes you put in them are all dependent on the noise that you want to get out of it, which is why custom exhaust companies cost so much money in order to get a custom exhaust made. You can end up being in trouble if you have an exhaust which is too loud, and that's not only from PC Plod pulling you over, but also from an MOT point of view. There is no exact decibel level which a vehicle has to be under in order to pass an MOT. However, it is at the tester's discretion that if a vehicle is deemed to be significantly louder than it's likely to have been from the factory, they can fail it. So that's just something else to bear in mind when you're trying to get pops and bangs. Bye for now.